Welcome to Bougie and Boring, the spa business podcast that proves success doesn't have to be stressful. My name is Amanda Louisa. I'm a spa owner and a coach, and around here, bougie means high-end and well-paid. Boring means drama-free and simple. Together, that's how you build a spa that's smooth, profitable, and actually fun to run. Thank you so much for being here. Let's get right to it. Hello and welcome to this episode of Bougie and Boring, a spa business podcast. I'm so excited to bring on today's guest, Brittany Hagemann. She is an incredible woman that I have had the most pleasure getting to know. I actually was introduced to her in a Facebook group for acne because I started focusing on acne about 2 years ago. And I had a really, really tough case. And so I was reaching out in a Facebook group and I'm like, somebody help me with this. And a lot of people tagged Brittany. And so I reached out to Brittany and I'm like, hey, can I hire you? How do I do this? I'm used to clearing very mild acne, and this poor gal that I was helping, she just had still to this day the worst acne I've ever seen. And so Brittany really helped me to not just with this one client that I had, but with many of my acne clients. And so I only knew her at first as my acne coach. And then I discovered she's actually a coach for solo estheticians. And I was like, wait a second, hold on. You are an esthetician coach for other estheticians? And at this point, I already had a team and I had a big team of people. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. And so as I've gotten to know her, she has just such a great way with words, and she's so good at asking you questions that really kind of make you think, but in a really gentle way. And she pushes you in such a good way that it's not forced. It's not, it's uncomfortable because growth is uncomfortable, but it's just, I don't know how else to describe it other than she's just extremely kind, but extremely good at what she does. So let me just read her bio here for you so that you get a better understanding other than what I'm saying of what Brittany does. So she left the corporate world in 2015 to pursue her passion for skincare and makeup. And after earning her aesthetic license, she worked as a makeup artist and a facialist before opening her own acne-focused business called BLH Beauty in San Diego. In her first 2 years, she grew, you guys listen to this, she grew from 62,000 to 112,000 in revenue, and 42,000 of that was in product sales alone. So she doesn't just tell you what to do. She's done it. She is her own walking testimony, and she's done the work herself, so she knows how to encourage you to do the work, the things that actually do work, and it's not just something she's saying, it's actually stuff that she's done. So after becoming a mom in 2020, Brittany shifted her focus to helping other estheticians build profitable solo businesses without burnout. As the esthetician coach, she teaches estheticians how to make real money while helping others. And her core values are inclusivity, empathy, and curiosity. She uses these core values to guide everything that she does. And I will tell you, she embodies these core values. She's an incredible woman. And just wait till you hear some of the stats that she's said in this interview that she's helped other people achieve. It's incredible. It really, really is. So if you're a solo esthetician, you know for sure that you're not interested in hiring, but you know that there's just so much profit to be made in this business. This is going to be the episode for you. Brittany is incredible. I'm going to link all her stuff down below, and I cannot wait for you to meet her in person. She's fantastic. All right, let's get right into it. Hi, Brittany. Thank you so
Hi.
much for joining me on the Bougie and Boring podcast, the spa business podcast for estheticians that want to make more money and grow their businesses. And you help people grow their esthetician business in a very specific way that is different from me, but still extremely important and very, in my opinion, hard to do. You do something that is hard to do. So, why don't you share a little bit about that and a little bit about yourself too?
Great. Well, thank you so much for having me, Amanda. And I think building a spa is a lot harder to do. So we are opposites on that. I'm always like, oh gosh, the idea of hiring, I have no idea what to tell you. I don't know how to help you with that. Talk to Amanda. So what I like to do is and my clients like to say that I'm like a business therapist, which I definitely am not a therapist, but that is kind of how I approach the working one-on-one with clients. And so I look at everything in the business that's working, it's not working, and it's usually a combination of how the business is set up, whether that's pricing, systems, the focus of the business, marketing, that kind of thing. And then I also look at like the thoughts and mindset that you have around those things that are preventing you from either doing the things you need to do or getting the results that you want to get. And so it's different for everyone, but generally I work with estheticians that are making consistently around $5,000 to $6,000 a month in their solo esthetician business. They want to make more, like go over 10 figures, double, triple their business. Excuse me, but they don't know what to do next. So they kind of feel a little isolated, they feel a little stuck, they feel a little like they know their business is making money, they are making money, but they don't really know how to make more. And what we do when we work together over 6 months together is we look at always like pricing, sales, like skincare sales if they do skin, the money side of it, and make a plan for them to achieve that. And I would say like 95% of my clients double their business within one full year of working together. That is not an official statistics, but that is like if I can count how many have, I would say the majority of them have.
They've doubled.
Yeah, so
That,
they were making around five and now they're making like 10, 12, 13 consistently.
oh my, yes. And I've seen like your testimonials of
Yeah,
people like messaging you, like, I just hit 13K this month. Yeah.
so cute.
That is so incredible. That's
Yeah.
like, what a great testament to what you do. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and my clients do all the work. Like I teach them, I tell them like I think this needs to change. You need to focus here, you need to focus there. But the clients that work, it works. And I always tell them like it's a grind. It's not fun. It's not like every day you're like this is such fun stuff I'm doing.
Yeah.
But it's not hard. Like you can do it. It just isn't necessarily what you want to do, which is probably why you haven't done it, which is probably why you need help.
Yeah. I always say it's simple, it's not easy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. And um, I mean, a lot of it is also just being so close to what you're doing and having
hmm
a third person to kind of say, hey, this is what's going on. And you have so many, you've had so much experience seeing what works and what doesn't work with other solos that you
Yeah.
can like see it very clearly at that point.
Yeah, I've been now coaching for 5 years. I was
Oh my
pregnant when I
gosh.
started coaching. My daughter's about to turn five. So it's over 5 years. And so I have seen all kinds of businesses. And I like when people have ideas that I've never heard of because sometimes they're the best ideas. But I also will tell you, like, that is not profitable. Like, you're going to lose money if you do that. And
Yeah.
I definitely have tough love. Like, I'm very kind but direct. Like, that isn't like what you're saying is not what we're doing, or like vice versa, to really help people get clarity they need. Because I think a lot of times people need clarity because they don't really they have so many different ideas swimming in their head that they really need like just things to be clearer for them of like what they really want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that there's a big misconception that our industry is like fun and frilly.
Yes.
Like we're just professional girls and we just like wear dresses every day and like make people pretty. And we do make people pretty and we can wear a dress while we do it. But it is hard work
I'm
and it
telling
can be
you.
extremely profitable. But I think that is the thing that you have to keep in mind is that it
Yes.
needs to be profitable. It can't be
Yeah.
like an expensive hobby, you know?
Yeah. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you are trying to make your Instagram look like a high-end Instagram and you only want to post professional pictures that you've spent a lot of money getting done and everything has to like be really beautiful, which is what would be if you had a full-time brand manager where that's all they did,
Mm-hmm.
you are going to set yourself up for failure because you can't produce that level of marketing. And yes, it's beautiful and glamorous and fun. And there are estheticians doing that, but they're not doing it themselves. They're paying someone to help them. They're not doing everything themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They have outsourced it because they have the income to do that. So
Mm-hmm.
I see estheticians really struggle with this because they're comparing themselves to someone who has thousands of followers and seems to be doing really well and their life seems really glamorous. They're really beautiful clothes and their nails are done professionally and they have hair extensions and they just look like Barbies.
Yeah.
And that's amazing, but they have worked very, very hard and they have done the grind for years. It didn't
Mm-hmm.
just like fall in their lap and they're just like, oh, this is so magical. Like they have worked way harder than anyone else.
Yes, absolutely. And you mentioned something that I think is really important that a lot of people, at least I know I did this when I was a solo, and you're comparing apples to oranges when you're looking at somebody like that. You know,
Hmm.
if you know I'm a solo esthetician, I have my business, this is how I like it, this is what I want it to be. I don't want to hire.
Yeah.
And and then they're looking at these women who have, I mean, a great example is Savannah Boda.
I was just thinking that.
Yes, and she is a Barbie. She looks
Yeah.
perfect,
She's
right?
incredible.
And she's incredible.
Incredible.
However, she's got a fierce team behind
She's got a
her.
team. Yeah.
Huge team.
Yeah.
And that's why she's able to look so perfect all the time.
And
And
she has
yeah,
help doing all the things that she's
help.
doing. Yeah.
Exactly. And so you can't compare,
No.
you know, your business if that's just not where you are or even what you want.
Yeah. I've
And
actually had conversations with a number of clients. Savannah is very triggering to people. They really want to be like her, which is so sweet. Like I've
yeah.
never met Savannah. She seems lovely. And I think I'm sure it's very flattering to her how many people want to be like her and try to emulate her business. But I tell them, like I've only witnessed, I try not to pay attention to esthetician gossip for so many reasons. And the drama and the BS and the vitriol
Mhm.
that can happen. But like I have witnessed like a handful of times the like extreme hatred that she's received.
Mhm.
Like really vicious
It seems
hatred.
really bad. Yeah.
And I'm always like, what the, and these are
Mhm.
from estheticians. These are not from like random internet trolls, which is also
Mhm.
horrible. So I'm
Mhm.
like, if you want her level of fame in the esthetician community, you're also going to have her level of hate.
Exactly.
So if you go to post a social media post and your heart is broken because you got 5 likes, imagine if you got 5 hate comments on it.
That is a great perspective to think about
That's
because it
seven
comes with it.
million times harder than just getting 5. Like getting 5 likes is
Mhm.
like whatever. Like no one really noticed it or saw, but people saw, noticed it, and then told you how much they hate you.
Yeah.
Like that's
That's hard.
awful. And she
Yeah.
does not deserve that. No one deserves that. But again, like you gotta pay. Like if you want to have a level of success, you have that level of hate. It just
It-
is.
yes. And they say that.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I hate that. I
Yeah.
wish our community was different. Our community just lifted each other up. And if someone just wasn't our jam, like there are estheticians I see that I'm like, not for me. I just
Mhm.
don't follow them. I don't engage with their. I just don't. I
Yeah.
just don't.
They're just like any other person
The
that I just
person.
don't
I don't
agree
agree with
with
the
or care
way.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I don't
And
agree
that's
with the way they
fine.
treat the skin. Or I don't agree.
Mhm.
Whatever. It's just not for me. So I
Mhm.
just don't engage. I don't, there's no point in being hateful to each other. Yeah. So it's like people want that, but you also like Savannah has been working behind the scenes for like over 10 years, really, really,
Yes.
really, 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 really hard.
Really hard. I know she grinds hard. I know that.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the comment that you made where you said people double
Yeah.
when they work with you, that they double
Yeah.
their income or their revenue.
Revenue.
So,
Yeah.
when people come to you, I'm assuming feel maxed out, but also like their bank account isn't reflecting the work that they're putting into their business, right?
Yeah.
So how so I guess my question is, how do you feel like solos are holding themselves back from reaching that six-figure mark? Is it that they need to work longer hours? I know the answer is no, but
Yeah.
a lot of estheticians are probably feeling maxed out with their current schedule. So how can they
Yeah.
make more money without working those longer hours?
If you're making like $5,000 a month revenue, which just means the total money coming into your business, you are not maxed out in your time. If you are, your prices are way too low. So if you are fully booked and you are making $5,000 a month, that is the first problem to solve, and you're probably also not selling product. So that's the second problem to solve. So I tell my clients the goal is I want them to sell, like if they sold $100, which obviously you would sell more than $100 for a client. But we're just for the example, it's $100.
Easy math.
We want $60 of that to be a service and 40 of that dollars to be a product. So 40% of your total sales should be products if you're doing skin, 60 if you're doing, and 60 if the service. So that's usually the first problem that most estheticians in that price range have, is their prices are too low and they're not selling products. That's where we focus initially. If you are selling product and you're priced right, you're not fully booked. So then we work on getting fully booked. But either way, so like if your prices are too low and you're fully booked, you are going to lose clients raising your prices because they're not going to want to pay the price that they have to. I mean, people are going to stay, but you're going to lose more people than you would want. So you have to market to get new people in. And that can be really challenging because the way that you've attracted people isn't a great way to, like, it's not the type of people that you need to have a profitable business. And so there's a lot to unpack there in your own like mentality, as well as in your practices and how you show up in your business. So I would say the clients that get the fastest results that work with me are the clients that have good pricing, are confident in selling skincare, and just aren't fully booked. Because I can help you get fully booked pretty quickly by teaching you really simple strategies.
Yeah.
It's if the clients that tend to get slower results are clients that tend to have a lot of mind blocks around. They don't like, they want to make money, but they don't. They want to make money, but they don't want to raise their prices. They're afraid of being salesy with skincare. They're afraid of offending someone. They're afraid to show up on social media. Like that, there's so much coaching we have to do to get to the point that they can take the action they need to take, versus the estheticians that come to me that are like, I'm comfortable on social media. My prices are amazing. I love selling skincare. Like, I'm like, oh, let's just go. Like, I just like I put your foot on the, like, let's like, that is, those clients get the results really fast.
That's amazing. The clients that do the work, basically.
Yeah. And they don't have the same hangups to do the work.
Okay.
You know, I definitely have met people along the way that I think they think if they hire a coach, then they really don't have to confront what they don't want to do. But that's all we do together, is confront what you don't want to do.
Yes. Well, I mean, there are a lot of beliefs that can hold us back. And it'll hold us back from earning that money. And you mentioned something really important is the pricing of their services, because it doesn't matter if you bring in $1 million in revenue if you spend $999,000 on all the expenses that it takes to
and the
get that
expenses
revenue.
They're high.
Yes, I know that's another thing. Do you help people, like right now? I feel like there's a lot of mindset. There's a lot of fear, maybe is the word, around expenses right now, just with the economy
Yeah, I mean,
and the tariffs and stuff. And
yeah, I talk about it with clients all the time, but
Mhm.
I feel like when the economy is really good, people say it's too, like, everything's too expensive. Like, I know that things are more expensive now, but people
Yeah.
always say that. I have
hmm
been around long enough to know. And yes, like our expenses have gone up. So you just have to have pricing to reflect that. And if people aren't interested, you need new people. And if there's no one in your area that is interested, you're in the wrong area.
That is such a good perspective. You're so right. You're
Yeah.
so right. Something that I always think about is, and I'm probably going to say this wrong, but bear with me here. So in the Great Depression, women would have Tupperware parties where they
Yes.
would save money so they could buy lipstick
Yes.
because they still wanted to look and feel beautiful.
Cosmetics are recession proof.
They are recession proof. And I tell this to my husband all the time, and
Yeah.
he's like, well, you seem to be doing
Hopefully.
fine. And here we are. And so, but it's true. It's
It's
so true.
true.
And even if everything was perfect conditions, there are still going to be people that say you're too
Always.
expensive. And they're just
Always.
on the opposite side of that. There are going to be people who say that it's nothing. They're not going to blink an eye. They're not
Yeah.
even going to ask you how much it costs.
Exactly. You
They're
just need
just
to
going to be
find those
like,
people.
yeah, you need to find those people.
I
Yes.
mean, and I always like, I remember feeling this way because I worked in the treatment room. I had my own business for a few years, and like, I worked mostly with college girls, and they would come in and be like, it's so expensive. And they like had their nails done and their lashes done, and they like their Prada bag, and they had just come back from Coachella. And I was like, like it, like just, and so I just stopped taking it personally. Like maybe it
Yeah.
was too expensive for her. It wasn't in her priorities. Like there are things that people spend money on that I just don't get. Like I don't like I'm not a car
Yeah.
person. Like I just love myself an
Me
economy
too.
car. Like I don't
Mhm.
even like leather because it gets too hot in the summer. Like I love a cloth. Like my husband made
Yeah.
me get leather in my car that I got most of it. I was like, I don't want that, like I don't get it.
Yeah.
But then there are things that like I will spend money on and I don't really think twice about.
Mm-hmm.
We all have that. So if you're trying to sell someone a skincare is important and skincare is not important to them, even if they need it, you're selling something to someone that they're not going to buy it.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
absolutely. So for the esthetician that's listening that is at that like 8-ish, 8 to 10-ish, maybe yeah, the $8,000 a month in revenue. What are some systems or like routines that you think they should have in place before they're able to hit the six figures?
Well, if they're at 8-ish, they're very close.
Yeah,
Because you need to do
300.
$8,333 a
That's
month
right. That's
to
right.
get 100,000. So again, it depends on what they're focusing on. What I usually tell my clients, like, so I've had a couple of clients that I worked with in this last year that are already nearly fully booked. They may had,
Mm.
5 openings a month or something here or there, but they were mostly fully booked. Their prices needed to be raised just a smidge, but it wasn't like significant. Maybe sell a little bit more product, but they weren't like everything looked good, right?
hmm
So
hmm
like how are those estheticians making more money? And we really focused on 2 things. One is higher end services,
Okay.
and 2 is an online shop.
Ah,
And
okay.
so both estheticians incorporated both of those things. Huge, obviously huge service sales increases, and then the online shop for both of them, and then one of them started private labeling,
Yes.
and is also
My
making a lot of
favorite.
money that way. And
Okay.
so yeah, so it's really then those both of those things are big, like those are things people can really struggle with from a mindset perspective, is like especially high, like if you're doing pro cell or the skin pen or like high end peels or something, and there's a lot of drama around that. And so a lot of times I spend a lot of time coaching estheticians' minds. When I say drama, I mean the esthetician's mind has drama around it,
hmm
around selling it, focusing on those services and finding clients who are interested in those services. And the, what they realize is, again, people really want those results. They just have to get good at talking about it. So we spend a lot of time having them be able to talk about it and, all that stuff. So, and then with the online store, that also can be very intimidating for people because they think they need to spend 10 grand to get an online store, which they do not. You can build your own Shopify store for like $100. It doesn't even have to be fancy.
Yeah.
And one of my clients, was just like always like talking about products on her stories, like every single day, all day. And I was like, you need an online store. Like this needs to happen. And so she made it herself. I think she spent $100. She made it herself. Her first month, she did $4 grand in product sales.
Oh my gosh. Good job.
Yeah.
That's
just
awesome.
because she already had that presence of people interested. And so when she just had that, so like those are the kind of opportunities that and she was like so hesitant about doing the store. Like I had to like, you are publishing the store today. Like I told her, I was like, it's not done, it's not perfect, but you need to publish it, And since we wrapped working together in June, and she's hired someone to like make it a little fancier, but like it cost a couple thousand. It wasn't 10 grand. So those are the kind of things that I have estheticians focus on to make more money without adding more hours to their schedule.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, because it can absolutely be something that they can do. I feel like there is something for everything out there now. And so you don't necessarily have to hire, especially even just someone to, like you said, do the website and then dip after that. Yeah. So okay, so you and I both help estheticians make more money. But we focus on different stages of the journey, right? So what advice would you give to someone who is considering if they're going to stay solo or if they're going to start hiring?
I always ask them, do you want to be a boss?
That's a very good question. Yeah.
And they say yes. I say you need to talk to Amanda. Because like just like people like think about, I want to have my own esthetician business and think like I have the flexibility of the hours. I make more money. I like get to do whatever I want. I can like make it my own style and I can like do the services that I want. Like they think of all the positives, but like you own a business, you have to pay taxes, you have to like have these records. Like they forget that like you have to market, you have to advertise, you have to put yourself out there, you have to be told no. Like that's part of being a business owner just as much as the fun part of being a business owner. So the same thing with owning a spa and hiring is like, yes, you can be on a beach sipping margaritas while your business is making money, but that person also may be stealing from the register. Like you have to recognize like you're the boss. Like, so then you have to fire that person when you come back and get a new person and hire them and train them. And then that person may be the best person you've ever met in your entire life and you love them, or they're okay and your clients aren't that like, so you have to be willing to manage that person and have the hard conversations with that person. And if it works and it's incredible and it can be really great for your business and can be really great for you. But like if you're uncomfortable putting a post on the social media, like you're not gonna have a conversation with someone about their work performance.
Yes. And that is a very hard conversation to have. Yes. And I would argue that I mean, it happens often and it's not a bad thing. It can always be presented as like feedback, but it also depends on how the person receives feedback. And anything you do for the very first time, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna suck a little. It's gonna not be what you thought it would be.
It doesn't feel good.
No, I will say it's definitely something that pushes you outside of your comfort zone insanely. And I've hired since 2020, so for 5 years, and I am still learning something about myself, about my business every single week. It feels like just something new.
It's a different way of owning a business. It has its own challenges and rewards.
Yes. I think it just depends on like your risk tolerance. And like for me, it's so interesting because for me, I feel like being a solo is risky. But for you feel like having employees is risky.
Well, not necessarily do I think it's risky. I think it's really smart from a business standpoint. But my background is I worked as a Target store manager for 3 years, I guess. And I had to have these conversations with, like, when I stopped working there, I had like 200 people reporting to me. So the amount of times I've had to have performance conversations and fire people, and I was like, I hate doing, like, I was good at it, but I always felt like I was gonna bomb. I always felt awful. Even if the person I knew just could care less about their job, you're still ending their job. Like, you're still telling them they don't have a job anymore. And like, or if they're super combative, like I had someone that I was trying to performance out because she was awful. And like, I'd have to have another manager in there because she gets so combative with me. They thought she'd get like violent.
Oh my gosh.
And they also like needed a witness just in case she said something I said. Like, it was like so intense. So like I had such like PTSD from being a manager that when I opened I was like, I am never doing it.
That would make me feel.
But moving forward, like with my skincare line, like I have my own private label skincare line. I definitely will need to hire someone in the future to help me fill and like all these things as it grows. So I'm not against hiring again. I just really needed a break. I needed a big break from being a manager. And I also have learned about myself that I really like working from home, and it's just like that's kind of the direction of this, having a skincare line and online business is more interesting to me, and then actually having like a shop.
Yes. Ooh, that's good. Isn't it so fascinating how owning a business it's self-development, really?
Yes.
You're learning so much about yourself and your capacity and what you like, what you don't like, and I feel like also as we get older, we just know what we like and what we don't like, and we just don't tolerate a whole lot more. And I'm an entrepreneur at heart, and I didn't realize that until like somewhat recently, which I do get bored when it gets easy. Ooh,
so I need to get it. I need to think of something new. So like my coaching business it got easy. So I was like, what else can I do that's going to make me burn out and get exhausted? I will get a skincare line. You know?
Well, that is very bougie of you, but not very boring. And I do encourage a boring business.
I mean, it is boring. No, it is boring in the sense that I'm like putting labels on a bottle and like there's no glamour, you know, but and I'm not stressed out about it. Like I don't have the stress that now it's my third time starting a business. I don't have the same stress. I get like, I'm like, oh, this is what we do. You know, this is how it goes. It's slow and then it's crazy and then it's slow and then like this, you know, but I do like a new challenge of building something and like conceptualizing something and having an idea. And like, I do really love that. And I love doing that with other estheticians. Like, okay, this is your business. Like, what do we think it's going to be? Like, what do you want it to be? What do you like? Ooh, what about this? What about this? Like, that's so fun for me.
That's so awesome. Okay. So then if someone is listening right now and they're ready to hit that 6 figures and beyond mark, what's the first thing that you think they should do besides hire you?
I guess I would say if you are not already showing up on social media every single day, that's where I would start. And telling people about your business everywhere you go. And I know both of those things are uncomfortable for people in different ways. But like I just said, I started a skincare line. It's baby business. It technically like soft launched at the end of July, and we're recording this in October. And the only sales I've made is by telling actual people about my business. I have yet to have an organic sale that someone just found my website and bought something. And we think like, I've heard so many people do this. Like, I'm going to press like, my website is live and like 100 people are like, no, you are one of billions of websites. You are one of millions of businesses. No one knows you exist. Like, I just got a table at my gym this last Saturday for an vendor event. And I know, like, I could see people being like, is that an MLM? Like, what is that? You know, they don't know. They've never heard. it's a name of a brand they've never heard of before because it literally didn't exist until a few months ago.
Yeah.
So it's like they need a lot of exposure to me to even be interested in asking me a question, to even think about trying a product. Like the 0 to 100 is not quick when you're brand new and no one knows what you are, what you do, just because it's so obvious. Like I sell skincare, but they don't know, like, where did that skincare, they don't know, like, what and how would they know?
Yeah. They wouldn't unless you talk about it.
Yeah.
It's
and
like the touch points.
Yeah, and it's like like for instance, like a lot of my friends' husbands think that I'm a dermatologist, not a dermatologist. They don't know. They don't know.
Or an anesthetist.
Or an anesthetist. Yeah, I've people think that as well. People also think I'm an electrolysis. So like people like, and they generally think like, well, my good friends here, her husband's like, well, yeah, I mean, Brittany's a dermatologist. I'm like, I am not a dermatologist. That is so kind, but that is not true. So like people don't know.
Yeah.
And we think they know because we know, and it's all we think about. And then we're like offended that they don't know, and then they're not thinking about us. But like why would they? Yeah. You're not thinking about their job. You're not like, oh my gosh, this person's a, an HR executive. I'm like, what is she doing all day? But you don't really.
I know. He goes both ways. Absolutely.
So you just have to talk to those people and let them know you have a business, and it's really uncomfortable, and you're gonna like stumble over your words.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, anything new is going to be hard at first. But I mean, if it was easy, everybody would have a business. Yeah. Truly. Like,
yeah. And if you're doing like eight grand a month in services and not products, it's the same idea. It's just a different thing. So you have to get comfortable talking about your products. Mm-hmm. And that is going to be very uncomfortable for you for a long time until it isn't. Mm-hmm. I talk about this. I have a podcast called Estheticians Earning More. And I talk about this when I first became an esthetician and I worked for another esthetician. And she didn't sell products because she was afraid of being pushy. I didn't sell products because I was afraid of being pushy, because we've all had that experience where someone's really pushy with products. And I would sell I forget the name of it, but it was like this enzyme scrub that I had found. And I found it like, those, like they used to have those beauty boxes that you could get samples from. What, what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What was it called? So. The one that she was like super popular. It came every month. The listeners will know.
Oh, Ipsy?
Was it Ipsy? Yeah.
Ipsy?
Yes, Ipsy. Yeah. Yes. Okay. And so I found this product and it was a great product. So I told everyone about this product. All my clients bought it. I didn't sell it because I knew that they needed it, but I was so scared to sell my the products we had there that were good. Yeah. And so I had to spend a lot of time learning how to sell from an authentic place that wasn't salesy. And so a lot of estheticians will come to me and they're booked. They're doing $8,000 a month in services. So they are tired. Yes. But they're not selling any product, and they're terrified to sell products since we spend a lot of time there. So again, it just kind of depends. It depends on where you need to make a change in your business, and it's going to be scary and uncomfortable, and you're going to try to figure out ways not to do it, and that's what you have to do.
Yeah. Get outside your comfort zone. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this was fantastic. I think that so many people are going to listen and resonate with this so much. So where can our listeners connect with you, learn more about your programs, your coaching?
Yeah, so my Instagram is at esthetician coach. And then my website is theestheticiancoach.com. And I have a podcast called Estheticians Earning More. And these are all with the E, estheticians, not an A. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I'll link everything down below as well. Yeah. And then I always like to ask my guests one question at the end. And it is, what is one non-negotiable that you've put in place to protect your peace as a business owner?
On Instagram, I have business hours where if you message me, it's Brittany will not be notified until tomorrow.
Wow, that's fantastic. I did not know that Instagram did that.
It's amazing. And if none of my clients have my phone number either.
Oh,
no one has my phone number. No one has my phone number. Actually, you do, Amanda, and you were a client of mine. It is... I think I have 3 people who I've actually worked with that have my phone number, but they know the rules.
Oh, yes.
The rules are, if you want me to give you advice and we talk about your business, you schedule a call that you've paid for. If you want to talk about Taylor Swift, please text me. Yeah. Yeah.
Boundaries.
Yeah, they know the rules. Very few people have it because we're humans, right? And we're like, oh, this is my friend / business friend. I'm gonna like whatever. And so I tell my clients, like, you email me all you want. You can message me on Instagram, whatever you want. But I will only respond during business hours. And they're fine. Like, sometimes people don't like it, and then they realize like it's gonna be okay. And especially when I was like did acne. That is the thing that I see so many estheticians burned out because they are texting their acne clients like at 11 o'clock at night and 6 a.m. in the morning. And I'm like, you are not a medical doctor and you can't do that with a doctor. Like, your doctor that you went in the office, you can't text them. If you call a nurse line, but that nurse is being paid to answer the phone call. And there's no lawyers. There's no position in the world where you have that amount of access that you are not paying for. So like maybe if a personal assistant you can text, but that person's on like salary making a lot of money or making money per hour. Like it just doesn't exist. And so for your clients to expect that of you is not realistic. And for you to expect that of yourself is creating unhealthy boundaries with them and unrealistic expectations and creating a relationship where they're just like panic texting you.
Yeah. It'll reinforce the behavior for sure.
We don't do that. No.
That's fantastic. That's really good. I always like to ask that question because I think it can inspire people to protect their peace, right? That's why we become entrepreneurs, is to be our own boss. And this is just a great example of one other way that we can protect our energy, protect our peace. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brittany. I look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for spending time with me today. If this episode gave you something to think about, please take a minute to leave a review and share with a spa owner friend. If you're ready for more support like this, I have left the link to my free 30-minute discovery call in the show notes below. I would love to learn more about you and your spa and what it is you are trying to accomplish right now in this season of life. Until next week, peace and love, my friend. I'll talk to you later.